Episode 4, who thought I'd make it this far? Certainly not me, I didn't think I'd make it this far. I made the mistake of downloading RuneLite, but I've gotten into the habit of just clicking the Old School Runescape icon. So the first part of this video is with the normal launcher, but I switch over to RuneLite like 1/3 of the way through. Don't worry, I eventually deleted the original launcher along with several other questionable items on my PC. Illegally downloaded episodes of Totally Spies. I love this show, it's my guilty pleasure. I love it so much. So this episode was gonna be all about making money, because to be honest, I could have the strength cape, the fame, the big XP gains. I mean, look at this number. Look at it real good. Thousands, maybe millions of sand crabs have met their demise, so this number could be as high as it is. And guess what? Part of me tells me they were happy to do it. They were like, ooh, a chance to get killed by Goose? Are you kidding me? Sign me up, and if I get reincarnated, sign me up again, because then I'll know I was but a tiny piece of Goose's extremely well-documented and edited video series that gets uploaded to YouTube once every 2 weeks, but has on very frequent occasions taken over a month for a new episode. Hit that subscribe button. But joke's on you, crabs. No one wants to see you in my videos again. I'm going to the nightmare zone now, baby. Because my viewers were like, oh, do the nightmare zone, because you've already got a good thing going, but hey, let's change it up. Okay, let's do this thing. I feel good. I feel loose. Where are the bitches at? Oh, shit! That bitch is double my level! Point is, I could have the cape, the XP, the babes, but what does it really matter if I'm not disgustingly rich? So this episode was gonna be all about making bank, but that kind of went right out the window because this guy just gave me 3 mil for literally just being myself. I'm so charming. I'm just so cool. Okay, I blew smoke up his ass. I was just like... So that means this episode is like, why does it even exist? But it's okay, guys. Just do your part and pretend that 3 right there is not there. It does not exist. I'm still the same broke Goose you guys know and love. Even though I'm not. I'm rich. Life's good. Life's really good. So, if you're unfamiliar with this series, hello, I'm Goose and I'm a noob. I have been playing RuneScape on and off for the past 16 years, but I've never taken the time to actually learn the game outside of grinding skills in the most basic ways possible. I know how to light fires, cook food with those fires, click on a monster to attack them, or on a stone to mine it, but outside of that, I've never dug deep into any part of this game. A game I am finding to be hundreds of times more complex than I ever thought it was before starting this series. And my goal is, with the help of you guys, the viewers, to hit level 2277, aka max level in every skill. And while I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing, the help from you guys has been a huge motivation to already just keep smashing this thing. So don't stop commenting, okay? I love each and every one of you so much that it's like making me uncomfortable. So in this episode, my focus was primarily on Slayer, with a little sprinkle of questing and so much strength XP that the Titanic wouldn't even be able to hold all of it. Seriously, the Titanic would have sank way before hitting the iceberg if my XP gains were riding it. And then Jack would have survived because they wouldn't have reached Antarctica before it went down. That movie was so sad. Last episode, I had just started Slayer and completed my first task ever. Like, I have never even touched Slayer in my entire RuneScape career, so it was pretty exciting stuff. But in this episode, I didn't just further acclimate to Slayer all cozy like a kitten, I smashed its face in head on. Because in this series, that's how we roll. I got my face smashed in because that's how RuneScape rolls. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. I got assigned 41 Iron Dragons. Now, I've never fought dragons before, and my first instinct was dragons breathe fire. Wow, I'm smart. No, I wasn't. I cannot reiterate how bad this task went. So I looked up where to find these dragons, and I see this place called Brimhaven, and at Brimhaven is a cave, and this cave made damn sure that I would be confused as hell before I even got to the dragons. But anyways, first I get to Rimington, where I apparently will catch a connecting flight to Brimhaven. Luckily, the virus hasn't hit RuneScape yet, so I made sure to catch my flight before this terminal inevitably got closed down. Holy shit, the world is coming to an end and I haven't hit level 2277 yet. The world is just like, oh, Goose is playing RuneScape again, huh? Oh, he's taking max level seriously now, huh? Okay, shut it all down. The people on Earth, fuck them, but especially fuck Goose. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore, okay? I'm literally doing this voice comm with a mask on my face and like granny sunglasses. I get to this guy, he wants money. Everyone just wants a handout since I got all this money, right? So I have to run back to the bank and I take out just enough to board. It takes me to Brimhaven. It's go time, boys and girls. I'm about to slice these dragons up into sashimi. Wow! That means dinner is served. in Japanese, just so I could really paint this image for you guys. Now, I know Brimhaven has a dungeon, but I don't know where it is, so I just immediately assumed it was the first one in this hut here, which apparently takes 200 coins to enter. I only brought 30 for the ride here. Obstacle 1, time to get back on the boat and sail back. Nope, can't do that. Apparently you need 30 coins to get back too. I am literally Tom Hanks in Castaway right now. Thankfully, there was another Tom Hanks nearby. I'm saved, I said to myself. I wasn't saved. I'm learning quickly that in the exact moment I think things are going my way,
that is probably when I should be in the most fear that they are not going my way. Apparently, this guy is an Iron Man, which from my current understanding is a way for people to play the game without having to deal with beggars, like me. Gosh, I hate beggars. I have become the very thing I swore to destroy.
These guys cannot trade with other players. I realized the only way I can get off of this island is to go into the local tavern, find a nice group of pirates who are just out for a drink with their bros. And that's what I did. I ordered a canned beverage, but it wasn't my usual mimosa that I go out and get every Monday and Wednesday and Friday due to loneliness. This drink was called a can of whoop-ass, and I told the bartender I'd deliver it to the pirates personally. 50 dead bodies later, and I got the money I needed. I returned to Remington, brought a lot more cash with me. Here we go. I entered the cave, only for it to be the wrong cave. Now, I can't be sure since I'm the idiot of RuneScape at the moment, but I believe I paid for access to an agility arena. The reason I believe this to be the case is because I remember thinking agility was RuneScape's version of CrossFit. As in, you look really good on the outside after a few months of doing it, that's for sure. But on the inside, your body will look like this piece I drew to illustrate the inside of your body post-CrossFit. I call it the inside of your body post-CrossFit. And this place definitely gave me an arthritic vibe. I went to the next dungeon. It definitely had more of a dragon vibe, but there was a bunch of twigs blocking the way. Apparently this bronze axe that you can get from level 2 goblins was able to chop through them, but my blade made from pure obsidian had met its match. Okay, RuneScape. These were treacherous caverns to navigate, but thanks to this random guy that I'll never remember or meet again, I was able to get on the right path. I was getting a bit nervous because everything in this cave was like level 100 plus. Heaven forbid this game actually challenges me, but I was like, nah dude, been playing this game for years, and when have I ever had to worry? It's my second task, just relax. Oh yeah, they look irony as fuck. We got him, boys. Oh, dude, no. Reverse, stupid. Dude, it took me like 10 minutes to kill each dragon. Now, I'm no math magician, but 10 minutes plus 41 kills is 410 minutes, which equates to 410 minutes of sweating out my ass cheeks into my bikini briefs, through said bikini briefs, and then it's just sitting in my pants for a bit, building up pressure. But then the pants just like tear apart because there's just like so much dank liquid pressure that's built up in there. So these pants were like my last line of defense, but they erupt like a volcanic volcano straight out of Indonesia, and all my ass sweat is just soaking into the bed I'm sitting on. Long story short, my bed has been upgraded to a water bed, and it feels like riding Aladdin's carpet every time I sit on it, and I didn't even have to pay a single dollar for the upgrade. Life hack: fight a dragon, get a water bed. But it was cool, because while I was just shoveling money at this task, it felt like my RuneScape brain was growing from nothing, to be fair. But now, guys, I'm just like a multitasking machine. I was popping prayer skills, eating food, watching my guy fight, waiting till his health got low again, and then probably doing one of the 3 things I just mentioned again. As I kept fighting these guys, though, I started learning their habits. I noticed this shield and anti-fire pot protected me real good, as the game liked to keep reminding me, and yet I was still getting cooked by these creatures. Their melee damage is nasty, boys and girls, and I kept popping the melee protection prayer skill.
But I was burning through prayer potions and prayer pots like I just got 3 million gold for free. And to make matters worse, 97% of my attacks were a 0.
So when I inevitably had to teleport out of there, I went back to the drawing board and came back with a whole new loadout. Loadout didn't work. Retreated again after sinking another 100k into an inventory that proved to be inefficient. Look at that organization, guys. Just look at that inventory makeup. It's looking clean. We're getting smart now. It's coming together. I'm making big brain plays. Loadout still didn't work. What is life right now?
I'm beginning to try and find ways to quarantine myself from my own stupidity, because I'm worried that is an even bigger risk than a virus right now.
As I continued to have near 0 success killing these dragons any faster, I began to realize I shouldn't have brought strength potions. The attack was the issue. Nope, the attack boost ain't doing shit. This account is cursed with RNG. I was beginning to feel like I was getting trolled by the commenters who said Slayer was profitable because I don't even think RuneScape's homeless people dip below my funds, but I completed the task, like 5 runs later and 10 health to spare. Holy crap, it was close. So I port to Varrock, try to sell off anything I can that the dragons drop to reduce the wallet damage, and then head over to the nearest Slayer master. Christelia, baddest bitch in all of Edgeville. Just kidding, I've never seen her before, but she's behind bars. Like, 90% of the time, the only people RuneScape NPCs arrest are demons, so she must have done some real shit. Apparently, her tasks are wilderness-only monsters. I got a big ol' warning before accepting any of her tasks. By the way, at this point, I have no idea that I need to complete 5 tasks before getting rewarded points, so at this point,
I'm still dreaming of reliving the days I was on my exotic beach getaway at Krabby Patty Island.
nothing but the sun beaming down and ocean for miles, where everything was so simple. So simple. And all there was to do was sit back and nationalize the island through slaughtering its residents. The good old days. But here we are, about to run into the wilderness in a game where I barely have a handle on PvE. Nice. Oh, Christelia, I'm so scared. Oh, the wilderness, you know. What? Shit. I don't know how to cancel a task. Really want to cancel this task? Couldn't do it. Nope. Back to the crabs. Shit. No, be a man. Damn it. Okay, F it. We're doing this wilderness thing. In a couple hours, I mean, the XP is just so good here. Oh my gosh, yes. 98 strength, baby. Okay, leave now, or you're always gonna be the sand crab guy. No more sand crab guy. Banzai! Wait. First, let's go check out the NMZ, because we need to find a combat XP substitute before we start getting after that Earth Warrior booty. So much to do, so much to do. First stop, Grand Exchange to harass players into telling me where NMZ is. You guys, can we talk about how amazing this community is? I wouldn't be this nice to me if I was me asking me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got some players on my shit list, which means I'm hiring bounty hunters to get close to these guys so they feel safe and warm with you. Maybe even share a story about their childhood and how they were bullied, because why else would they have been such an asshole to a nice guy like me? And then when you have their trust, bring them into the wilderness, execute them like some sort of tribal sacrificial ritual. But just before they breathe their last breath, get real close and whisper into their ear, "Goose says hello." And just when they're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
You take your blade and you sink that blade into their asshole.
Oh my gosh, I gotta stop doing these videos so late at night. But in general, players have been so nice and helpful. So I use a ring of dueling to teleport just outside of Yanil. Next to Yanil is the Nightmare Zone, aka my objective. I stop at the bank on the way over. Thanks to my excellent investigative skills, I pick up an extra tidbit of information that might help me in a bit of time. Find Konar the Slayer Master for a salary increase. I'd later come to find out I'm also gullible, because this guy was a big-time liar. He is also now on my shit list. I make my way over to the NMZ and I talk to the NPC there. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I keep clicking on the practice option, and this list of quests comes up and tells me a bunch of them are incomplete. I assume this means that I need to complete all these quests before I even get into the NMZ. What? I hop onto the Wikipedia. At this point, I'm like, okay, NMZ is impossible. By the time I complete all this, I'm already going to be level 99 in all my combat. But I also want people to know that I'm taking their advice to heart, which is why I'm so committed to completing all these quests, if that's what I gotta do. I start with the witch's house. The summary here is a little boy who has the most bizarre body structure I've ever seen. Needs help with getting his ball back because he kicked it over the fence. Problem is, this place is more fortified than Alcatraz. Even El Chapo isn't getting out of here. I perused the landscape for about 10 minutes before coming to terms with the fact that I had no idea how to get into this house. So I did what I always do when the objective isn't presenting itself. I just start right-clicking everything. It proved to be the most effective method yet again, and after discovering the key hidden in a pot, I was able to unlock the door. Knock knock, motherfuckers, it's the RuneScape police! Knock knock, motherfuckers! Ah, there's no motherfuckers anywhere, that's disappointing. I continued my right-click technique because as usual the objective was not presenting itself. I eventually checked out the basement and was able to find a needle and gloves. Now you'd expect the needle to be the significant piece that I found here, but RuneScape being RuneScape, it has to make everything confusing as hell. It turns out to get through this gate in the basement, I needed to wear the gloves. I get through the gate because apparently just pushing it with a glove makes more sense than picking it with a needle. I'm over it, it's fine. I grab a magnet, no idea what it's for. So this next part is like a prime example of how on earth do I complete a quest without the Wikipedia, because what I needed was a piece of cheese. So I could lure a mouse out of a hole and strap a magnet to it so it could open the next door. How does anyone figure that out on their own? Back to the Grand Exchange. To purchase cheese, back to Falador so I could run to Taverley. This is the hole right here. Use it on the... Oh no! I just ate it! Back to the Grand Exchange. I had no teleport, so I had to run all the way to Berthorpe, use a teleport to Varrock, buy more cheese, use a teleport back to Falador, bought 3 this time to be extra safe from my own brain, get over to Taverley. I used the cheese, the mouse comes out. I strapped the magnet on this thing. I'm so excited, I just bum rushed this door, right? Like a boss. But there's a mage, and she was like, "You're not a boss, you're an idiot." She transported me out right next to the kid made of cardboard boxes. But unlike the kid, I can't wait for an adventurer to show up and get the ball back. I gotta figure this stupid shit out myself. Good thing I brought extra cheese, because when I get back in, I use the cheese to get the mouse back because the door won't open again, but then I realize I also need the magnet again, so I just wasted a second cheese. Grab the magnet, use the 3rd cheese this time I cannot mess up. Some serious Mission Impossible shit went down here because I made it to the hut no problems, but I couldn't get in. I can't believe I used to think RuneScape catered to kids over adults. If you can figure out the quests in this game on your own, then you should be working at NASA. I go further down the path after about 15 minutes, find a new key in the fountain, open up the door, do a little boss fight, finally something I can handle, murder every single manifestation of this boss, get the ball, bam, quest unlocked for the NMZ. I go back to the NMZ because I figured there's no way I need all these quests if so many people recommend it. It turns out I had access the whole time. What I'd learned I did not have access to was good bosses for farming XP in the NMZ. Nightmare Zone pretty much allows you to refight bosses that you've killed in other quests, and as it turns out, I've killed some of the most annoying bosses only in this game. 2 demons that hit like a truck, a dragon that can one-shot me unless I have the right shield equipped, and a guy named Dad who does this huge knockback attack, so that means like I can't stay in the middle of the map, I just keep getting smacked into the walls all the time. Now I have a couple bosses that aren't so bad unlocked, but the problem here is you need to select at least 5 bosses to fight, and I've only unlocked like 3 that aren't annoying as hell. I feel like the play to make here is to do a couple more quests with weak bosses, come back, and then fight in here, otherwise I'm gonna get smacked around like a ping pong ball, or I'm getting boom headshotted every 3 hits by demons. So we're just gonna have to come back to NMZ because it wasn't happening, guys. I did learn something though. You can buy mini-game specific potions, which seem to have functions when inside the game. You can also make a custom game where you can choose the bosses you fight. I mean, it's pretty pricey, but you think that's a problem for me? Like, are you serious? Have you even seen my bank? Like, get these guys out of here, man. What are they even talking about? So now we're back to Slayer. My plan here was to join a pretty dead server. Easy peasy. There won't be many players in the way. But then I realized that to escape a player, I'll need there to be no lag. And I'm sorry, Germany, but your servers just ain't gonna cut it. I'm gonna join a European server, and as soon as the PvPer springs me, I'm gonna be like, oh no, I know. While I'm just clicking all over the place. But it'll take like 8 clicks for the game to register my 3rd click, and then I'll just be running in circles while I'm trying to escape. And meanwhile, the European guy's just gonna be like, stupid Canadian, coming over here with the high ping die. So I went with a US server, and I get to this ladder in Edgeville. I peed myself like that guy in that scene in Gladiator, but then I remembered something. That guy screamed and then got clocked real good at the beginning of the battle. Do I want to be that guy? A mindset entered my mind. I would have no... Get that camera closer to my face. Look at me. I'm a man who's blanking. Oh my gosh, I have nothing motivational to say. I'm gonna die. Shut up. Get down that ladder. Honestly, to my surprise, this was the easiest task ever. Earth Warriors suck. Easy kills, horrible drops. Nothing notable happened. People probably didn't want to ruin my video, so they just stayed away. Cashed it in. Look at these Slayer points coming in quick. Okay, yeah, this task, it was a little more worrisome. I didn't know where to find green dragons. Apparently they be chillin' in the wilderness. No big deal, just conquered that fear the last task. But I don't know, finding out that they're in a cave only accessible by running halfway into the wilderness and then having to fight them in said cave, which is full PvP is my assumption. I smell a bad situation. Bad enough that I waited until 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time hoping that all those griefer nerds had gone to sleep. That was my first mistake. Griefer nerds never sleep. It's a very dedicated lifestyle. I geared up, especially on things I thought would save me if someone were to attempt to PK me, and onward we charged. Parkour! I arrived at the cave I believed to be the Remnant Cave. Alright, wow, there are a lot of players who are not attacking me. Okay, no fear, maybe it's a PvP-free cave. We might be Gucci Von Booby, boys. I always just assumed everything in the wilderness was like the most dangerous thing. This ain't so bad, this fuck, what the gosh, dude? No, why do I need to confirm leaving? Who would need to think twice about this? I made the decision to try another cave. This one looked a little more, doable, for lack of a better word. Okay, so I was killing dragons for a long time, so I was like, okay, my computer has like 20 gigabytes of memory left, because I got this little tiny ass SSD in it, and that's it, you know, it's like 128 gigs, and you know, my girlfriend, she takes a lot of these couple selfies, and apparently her laptop is only for homework, and mine is for all the photos to hold. So like, if we go out for 1 or 2 date nights, that's like 1,200 new photos she's taken. And then my phone fills up, so she makes me store it on my laptop so I can clear up some space for the next date night. But this means because of all these high definition selfies, I can't be recording for like an hour at a time because they take up so much memory. So you just gotta trust me when I say I got jumped while doing this task. And as much as I wanted to press my record hotkeys, I also wanted to keep all my inventory. And it was like a squad of them, but you should have seen me though. I ran like a bitch, you know? They used a teleport block on me, and they kept like rooting me in place, but they still couldn't take me down. Obviously some proof would be nice, but you guys would have been like so proud of me. I've never run from a fight so efficiently in my life. I eventually completed the task. This one would have paid well if I didn't have to use like 15 sharks and a bunch of prayer and stamina on trying to escape these player killers, but the payout was still decent. Slayer Task 4. I paid a little visit to Konar. I took the port from Port Sarum and ran like 100 miles. It sucked. But we got there, and you best believe she was interested in doing business with me. The next task was pretty cool. It took me back to my RuneScape roots. I had to go to the Stronghold of Security to kill Anku. I remember when I used to play this with all my buddies in grade 5, and we thought the Stronghold of Security was like the best way to get rich. We were like, yo man, I completed the Stronghold like a boss. I have 10k in rainbow boots, sucker. I'm gonna take this money and f*** your bitch.
I miss those days. We were so young and innocent.
Hey, where you going? Stop running from a fight, pussy. The character I'm talking to is a character I control. I called myself a pussy. Oh yeah, read and weep, boys. Oh shit.
I could always kill monoliths. Don't even come at me with that shit. Get out of here.
4 Slayer tasks down. This is a good point to wrap it up because there's no way anyone's still watching. Final results: broke 3.5 million gold, totally all due to my work and not receiving free cash.
Guys, we're so close to our first level 99. Can you believe it? I can't, because I'm just kind of worried that when I hit it, it'll be like, oh, I got a 99. Now why do I need to keep doing this series? Peace. Nah, I'm just playing. I did the Nightmare Zone, didn't do it well, but I did the Nightmare Zone. I completed the Witch's House quest. I hit level 44 Slayer at the point of making this video. And by the way, to the people that are like, there is no way this guy's getting 99 and everything, you don't even realize who you said that to. This is a big boy series ran by a big boy with the indomitable will to succeed in a video game over real life. It's not something I'm incredibly proud about, but it is what it is. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button if you liked it. If you didn't like it, just leave. You don't need to click dislike. Don't do it. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to get these videos out as fast as possible, but they seem to be getting longer and longer. And also, this is completely optional. You don't need to sign up for it, but I opened up a Patreon that pretty much just means if you guys enjoy the series and you want me to do it a little more regularly, then this will be a good way for me to be able to do that. Then I can start justifying like putting more time into YouTube. And then my girlfriend will go from being like, oh my gosh, my boyfriend does YouTubing, to like, oh my gosh, my boyfriend's a YouTuber. And then all of her friends will be like, oh my gosh, like Jake Paul or something? And then she'll just be like, no, he plays RuneScape a lot. Alright, consider subscribing, consider checking out the Patreon. I haven't really added anything to it yet, but it's coming, don't worry. I'm gonna like do some exclusive stuff on there. I don't even know what yet, but it'll be wild. Alright, peace out.